Hi friends, welcome back to my garden. Ellie here. Today we are going to start growing from seeds. It is exciting because I've grown stuff from seeds before, but I've done direct sow. So today we are learning how to do indoors. Starting your season with indoor gardening will help to kind of get a jump start in your season for things that need to be directly sown outside after your last frost date. If you start them indoors a few weeks before and then you transplant them outdoors, they will bloom earlier than what you would normally expect. So join me as we start growing from seeds.
I have my planner out. I am writing down important dates. So important thing to know is, when is your last frost date? This is to help you determine at what point should you start planting your seeds. You can do a quick Google search if you type in last frost date and then your zip code, and it should help you to figure out when is your last frost date. This is important to note because you want to know how many weeks before your frost date can you plant some of these seeds. Some of them require 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. If you want to start your seeds indoors in like a seed tray kit, there's other ones that you can plant directly outside, and some that is recommended to plant directly outside, not in a grow kit, because they don't transfer well. Planting outside will be a shorter window, so this will be 2 to 4 weeks probably after your last frost date. So you want to kind of figure out your seeds and when you should start planting them. So you want to start with getting a seed starting potting mix. You want to pour it in a container of some sort. I'm using this one, and you want to water it. And it makes it a lot more easier to have it wet and moist for when you want to fill up your seed trays and plant your seeds. If you put it in the seed trays dry and then you put your seeds and then water it, you do run the risk of having the water not really seep through very well, and then it can move your seeds around. So I found this technique to be the easiest, most effective and efficient way to start your seeds. So I am using the Miracle brand. You can use any brand that you like. You can also use a potting mix. It's not for seed starting, but you do want to get like a sifter or something to get all the big pieces out. And so you do want to sift that soil so that you're left with just small little particle like pieces. And the reason for this is that you do not want the big pieces to cover your seeds. Now, by all means, you do not need a growing seed kit. You can use like an egg carton or like a strawberry container. Any type of container that you have at home to start with seed growing is perfectly fine. I am using a couple of different things today. I started with the egg carton container, poking some holes on the bottom, because eventually I want to fill this blue tub up with some water, and I want it to be able to soak in. Or if I pour it from the top, it will drain out. So I'm just poking some holes. I'm also using a strawberry container and a growing kit. And we'll see kind of how they each grow differently, but they can all work effectively. Now we are going to start filling in our containers. It is important to note here that the purpose of using these type of containers is that eventually you want to make it kind of into a greenhouse. So with the containers, you also need like a saran wrap or a plastic wrap to be able to cover it so that it traps in heat and moisture, and it will help with the germination process. The other container that we're using today is my strawberry container. I like strawberry containers because of the holes that it already has. It's great for watering, and it's gonna make it so that since this already has like a plastic lid, this is already kind of like your greenhouse. So we're filling it up with some dirt. I'm not filling it up all the way to the top because I want to leave room for my seedlings to grow. So I'm filling it up a little bit more than halfway. And then that way when I close it, it still has plenty of room for my seedlings to grow. And because it's plastic, it's going to be like my own little greenhouse. So for this, I won't need the saran wrap because it's already gonna trap the heat and the moisture inside. Next is my growing kit. This is from GrowFriend. I found this on Amazon. I thought it was a great deal for the price. It has its tray, which the kids did break a bit because I had it out and I have kids, so of course they're gonna break it. And then it has the insert for where you're gonna put the seeds and your dirt in. I liked it because it also came with a heating pad. It comes with the grow light, so it comes with a lot of cool things that I really liked. So for the price, I think it was like $25 for the kit, which I thought was a pretty good way to start. But like I said earlier, you don't need to buy a growing kit to start from seeds. So we are starting with poppies. Poppies, from what I have read, are supposed to be one of the easiest things to grow for spring. And it's similar to like your zinnias. You can grow them straight into the ground or in pots. Or you can also start them in seed trays. So I'm starting off with my strawberry one. With this one, I am planting my California poppies, and I'm just kind of spreading them all over. And then with my finger, I'm just gonna tap them in and kind of cover them a little bit with the soil. The soil is already wet, so it's gonna help to kind of already, wet the seed. And I will be putting this blue tray outside so that it gets that sun heat during the day, and then bring it in at night so that it doesn't get the cold weather. And it gets, hopefully can germinate that way. You can keep these inside and put them near a windowsill or somewhere where it gets direct sun for most of the day. I don't have that in my home. My home has it has windows, but not enough to have like that direct sun. So I'm going to be putting it outside and indoors. So I'm just filling up all my trays right now. The egg carton I did also fill up with the Poppy Corn Pandora by Botanical Interest. I also planted the Poppy Bread Seed Peony Double Blend and the Straw Flower Swiss Giant Blend, all by Botanical Interest. So here I am now going to start with my seed starting kit. I did buy these trays a long time ago from like Target. They're supposed to be for like school type of trays, but I use them for gardening. So I'm using this tray because the tray that it came with got broken by the kids. So to be able to contain the water in it, this is what I'm using. So here I am filling in my cells, and I am going to be planting quite a few different flowers here. Some to start with, I'm gonna plant my English belly daisies, and I'm also planting a Celosia flamingo, Delphiniums Pacific Giant blend, Snapdragons Tall Maximum blend, a Status Cotton Candy blend, a Hollyhock, it's the Charters Double mixed colors, a Scabiosa Pincushion Flower Black Knight, and my Lisiantha seeds called Caleb Madonna. So these are the 8 that I'm planting. This has 8 rows with 5 cells going down each row. So I will be trying to plant 5 of each of these different flower types here. If you are new to gardening, it is always nice to be able to start seeds without spending a whole bunch of money on seed starting kits or things like that. So I encourage to try to start with what you have at home, like strawberry containers or egg cartons, or maybe another type of container that you might have that you usually might just toss and throw away. This is a good time to kind of recycle it and try to start your seeds. Now, if you are like me and you are completely obsessed with gardening and flowers and really want to get into starting with seeds, then I think it is a good investment to start with a seed starting kit. For me personally, I wanted to start with something that wasn't very expensive. I understand that this type of kit won't last me very long, especially since my kids already started to break it. But I figured it was a good way to start. It wasn't too expensive. There are other brands, other types that you can get that are a little bit more costly, but they are worth the price. That would be like Epic Gardening has some trays, and also Bootstrap Farmer has similar ones as well. So I would start there if you really think that you want to, invest in this, or you can start like I did and just get like a starter kit from Amazon just to kind of get you started. Eventually, I would like to purchase something that's more sturdier, something that's going to be lasting me for many, many years. But at the time right now, I'm just going to start with something small and work my way up. So we're doing baby steps here. So these are called plant tags that I am using. It is where I will write the name of my plants so that I know which cell has what plant. And I'm also using it in my egg carton and strawberry container, so I know what seeds were in there. You do not have to purchase these. My kit came with them, is why I use them. But you can also use like popsicle sticks or anything else that you have at home. Kind of look in your arts and crafts section and see what you can use instead. And with a Sharpie marker, you want to write it on. You also want to make sure that you write it in your planner. When did you start these seeds? Because seeds should start to germinate in really good environment within a few days, but they can take up to 2 weeks. So you want to make sure that you are kind of keeping track. You want to make sure that the soil stays nice and moist. So I use like a spray bottle with water to kind of spray inside my containers just to make sure that the dirt doesn't dry out. If the dirt dries out, then it's not gonna germinate the seed very well. The ones that I put outside, I saran wrap the egg carton to make sure I get that warm environment in there. Like I said earlier, we are trying to make like a greenhouse. I encourage all of you to start growing from seeds. It is the best way to grow your garden. And I hope this motivates you to start to look around your local garden centers see what seeds you would like to start with. and start planting. I hope you join me this growing season to start growing our garden together. Happy gardening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.